The red sun was setting behind the jagged peaks when Kai-Chin slipped through the hole in the perimeter fence. He knew he shouldn't be out here. The colony rules were clear. No one ventures beyond the safe zone. But Kai was 14 and tired of living in a world of metal walls and recycled air. He wanted to see something real, something ancient. The crystalline caves had called to him for weeks. He'd spotted them from the observation deck, glittering like frozen starlight against the purple hills. His grandmother used to tell him stories about places like this, places where magic still lived. She'd been dead for 2 years now, but her voice still echoed in his head, singing old Earth songs that nobody else seemed to remember. Kai climbed over the rocks, his boots crunching on the strange mineral formations. Everything on this world seemed to shimmer. The colonists said it was just the high silicon content in the soil, but Kai liked to imagine it was something more. The cave entrance loomed before him, a dark mouth surrounded by crystals that pulsed with faint inner light. He activated his portable lamp and stepped inside. The air changed immediately. It felt heavier, charged with something he couldn't name. The cave stretched deep into the hillside and Kai followed it, marking his path with chalk like his grandmother had taught him. Never go exploring without leaving a trail home, she'd always said. The tunnel opened into a massive chamber that took his breath away. Crystals covered every surface, some as tall as the colony's main building. They glowed in blues and purples and colors Kai didn't have names for. And in the center of it all, curled like a sleeping mountain, was something impossible. The dragon was real. Kai's heart hammered in his chest. He'd seen pictures in the old databases, read the legends that every spacer knew. Astral dragons, they were called. Ancient beings that could fold space and see across dimensions. But they were extinct. Everyone knew that. The Korvax Empire had hunted them all down centuries ago. Yet here one lay, scales shimmering like captured starlight, each one the size of Kai's hand. The creature's chest rose and fell so slowly that Kai first thought it might be dead. But no, it was breathing. Barely. He should run. He should report this immediately. But something held him frozen in place. The dragon's eyes opened and Kai felt his legs turn to water. Those eyes were galaxies, swirling with colors and depths that made him feel impossibly small. A child? A voice said, not with sound but directly in his mind. How strange. I expected to die alone. Kai's mouth went dry. You can talk? I am Verithmore, last of the astral dragons. And yes, young human, I can speak. The dragon's mental voice carried a weight of sadness that made Kai's chest ache. Though soon I will speak no more. I am dying, little one. Have been dying for a very long time. How long? Kai whispered. 300 of your years by my count. When the Korvax killed my mate, I fled here to this forgotten world. I thought I would have the strength to end myself quickly, but... The dragon's eyes dimmed. I am a coward. I have lingered, hoping foolishly that perhaps one more of my kind survived somewhere in the vastness of space. Kai took a step closer, fear melting into something else. Compassion maybe. Or recognition. You've been alone all this time? Yes. Waiting for death. Waiting for anything. Verithmore studied him with those impossible eyes. Why are you here, young human? This place is dangerous for your kind. I wanted to see something beautiful, Kai said honestly. Something that wasn't metal and machines. The dragon made a sound that might have been a laugh. Then you have found it, though beauty fades. Even dragons die. Kai sat down on the crystal floor, legs crossed, making a decision he didn't fully understand. Then you shouldn't die alone. And in that moment, everything changed. Kai returned to the cave every day for a week. He told his parents he was studying at the colony library, which wasn't entirely a lie. He spent his mornings reading everything he could find about dragons, then smuggled water containers and food rations to the cave in his backpack. Verithmore didn't eat the food, but he appreciated the gesture. The dragon grew stronger in small ways, or perhaps Kai just got better at noticing when he was awake. They talked for hours about everything. The dragon shared memories of soaring through dimensional rifts, of worlds that existed in colors humans couldn't see. He spoke of his people, the way they sang to the stars and kept balance in the cosmos. Your species confuses the galaxy, Verithmore said one afternoon, his mental voice carrying amusement. Most races see humans as children playing with fire. Dangerous children. Kai bristled. We're not that bad. No, you are not. You are something the older races have forgotten how to be. You still feel deeply. You still create art for no practical reason. You sing songs that serve no purpose except to express joy or sorrow. The dragon's eyes swirled with something like nostalgia. The galaxy thinks this makes you weak. I think it makes you remarkable. Did dragons sing? Kai asked. Once. Before the wars. Before we became weapons to be hunted. Verithmore's light dimmed. We had forgotten ourselves by the end. That evening, Kai noticed the dragon's scales were darker than usual. The light beneath them flickered like dying stars. Verithmore's breathing had become shallow, each breath taking longer than the last. You're getting worse, Kai said, panic rising in his throat. Yes. The end comes soon now. The dragon's voice was barely a whisper in his mind. Do not grieve, young friend. You gave me something precious in my final days. Companionship. Kindness. These are gifts beyond measure. Kai felt tears hot on his cheeks. It wasn't fair. He'd just found this magnificent being, and now he was losing him too. Just like his grandmother. Just like everything beautiful in his life. Without thinking, Kai began to sing. It was one of the old songs his grandmother had taught him, a melody from Earth about mountains and rivers and the endless cycle of seasons. His voice cracked on the high notes, but he didn't stop. He sang about hope and renewal, about things ending and beginning again. The change was immediate and shocking. Verithmore's scales began to glow, bright and fierce. The light spread from his chest outward, pulsing in rhythm with Kai's song. The dragon's eyes snapped open, suddenly alert and focused. Kai stopped singing, startled. What happened? Do not stop, Verithmore commanded, his mental voice suddenly strong. Sing again, young human. Sing. Kai sang. He ran through every song he knew, one after another. With each melody, the dragon's light grew stronger. The entire cave began to resonate, crystals humming in harmony with his voice. When Kai finally stopped, breathless and exhausted, Verithmore was sitting upright for the first time. His scales blazed with inner fire and his eyes held stars. Impossible, the dragon breathed. In all my centuries I never imagined. Human child, do you know what you have done? Kai shook his head, afraid and excited at once. Dragon life force resonates with songs of true emotion. Pure vibrations of feeling given form through sound. My people knew this once, but we forgot. Most species in the galaxy abandoned such things millions of years ago. They chose pure logic, pure technology. They called emotion primitive. Verithmore's laugh echoed through the cave. But you humans kept singing. You stubborn, wonderful creatures kept your music alive. So I can heal you? Kai asked hopefully. Perhaps. For a time. The dragon's eyes grew serious. But young friend, what you have awakened will not go unnoticed. The Korvax monitor space for dragon signatures. They will have felt this. And they will come. The Korvax ships appeared in orbit 3 days later. They came without warning, dropping from faster-than-light travel like metal predators. 5 massive vessels that blocked out the stars and cast shadows across the entire colony. Kai was in the cave with Verithmore when the alarms started wailing. The dragon's head lifted sharply, eyes flashing with ancient anger and fear. They are here, Verithmore said simply. I'm sorry, young friend. I have brought death to your home. Kai's portable comm device buzzed frantically. His mother's voice came through, tight with panic. Kai, where are you? Get to the shelter now. We're under lockdown. He ran. The colony was chaos when he arrived, people rushing in every direction. Massive holographic displays showed the Korvax ships hovering above. Kai had never seen a Korvax before, but the images made his skin crawl. They looked like enormous insects, with multiple limbs and eyes that gleamed like black glass. The colony administrator, Director Walsh, stood in the central square addressing the frightened crowd. They're demanding we surrender any dragon presence on this world. They claim their sensors detected a power signature. There are no dragons here, someone shouted. Everyone knows they're extinct. A massive hologram flickered to life above them. A Korvax appeared, towering and terrible. Its mandibles clicked as it spoke, the translator rendering its voice cold and mechanical. I am Commander ZYXthar of the Korvax Empire. We have detected astral dragon essence on this world. You will reveal its location immediately or face consequences. Director Walsh stepped forward. This is a human colony under Terran Federation protection. You have no authority here. We have the authority of necessity, ZYXthar replied. Dragon essence is required for our survival. We do not ask permission to breathe. Comply or your settlement will be reduced to ash. The hologram vanished. People began shouting, arguing, crying. Kai felt his father's hand grip his shoulder. His parents pulled him aside, away from the crowd. Kai, his mother said quietly, her eyes searching his face. You've been disappearing every day. The supplies missing from storage. Please tell me you haven't done what I think you've done. Kai couldn't lie. Not now. There's a dragon. In the crystal caves. His name is Varithmore and he's dying. I've been helping him. His father closed his eyes. His mother pulled Kai into a fierce hug. You stupid brave boy, she whispered. What have you gotten us into? Over the next 2 days, Korvax soldiers descended to the surface in drop ships. They were massive creatures, each one carrying weapons that hummed with dangerous energy. They began systematic searches, moving building to building, scanning everything. Director Walsh tried to negotiate, but the Korvax commander was unmoved. We will find the dragon, Zwaxthar declared. And we will harvest its essence. Every hour you delay, we add another charge to your crimes. When we are finished here, the Federation will decide whether your colony should be allowed to exist. Kai's parents held an emergency meeting with several other colonists who'd been told the truth. There were 12 of them crowded in the Chen family's small quarters. We have to tell them, one woman said. We can't let everyone die for one creature. That creature is the last of its kind, Kai's father argued. And it's sentient. It's murder. It's us or it, another man countered. Kai slipped out while they argued. He had to warn Varithmore. But when he reached the cave that night, the dragon was waiting with news of his own. I have a gift I can offer you, young friend, Varithmore said softly. A choice I never thought to present to a human. When a dragon dies while bonded to a resonant soul, our essence does not fade. It transfers. You and I could become something new. Something neither dragon nor human, but both. What are you saying? Kai whispered. I am saying you could save your people. But the price would be everything you are. The dragon's eyes held infinite sadness. And I do not know if you would survive the transformation. Kai didn't sleep that night. He lay in his bed staring at the ceiling while Korvax patrol ships rumbled overhead. The dragon's offer echoed in his mind. Everything he was. Everything he might become. Gone or transformed into something unknown. By morning, the Korvax had searched half the colony. They were getting closer to the caves. Director Walsh called another assembly, her face drawn and exhausted. They've given us until sunset, she announced. Either we reveal the dragon's location or they begin orbital bombardment. I'm sorry. We have no choice. Kai stood up. His legs shook but his voice was steady. I know where the dragon is. The crowd went silent. His mother grabbed his arm but he gently pulled away. I'll take them to him, Kai continued. But I want to say goodbye first. Alone. Commander Zwaxthar agreed through the hologram link. You have 1 hour, human child. Then my soldiers will accompany you. Do not attempt to flee. There is nowhere in this system we cannot find you. Kai's parents insisted on walking him to the perimeter. His mother held his hand like he was small again. His father kept clearing his throat, unable to speak. I love you both, Kai said at the fence line. Whatever happens, remember that. Kai, what are you planning? His mother asked, fear in her eyes. He just hugged them and ran toward the caves. Varithmore was waiting, his scales dim but his eyes bright with understanding. You have decided. I can't let them kill you, Kai said. And I can't let my people die. So yes, I'll do it. The bonding. You understand you may not survive? That even if you do, you will never be fully human again. Kai nodded. Tell me what to do. The dragon began explaining. The bonding ritual required something called the Forbidden Harmony. Not one specific song, but any song sung with absolute emotional truth. A bridge of pure feeling between two souls. The Korvax had banned such expressions in their own culture thousands of years ago, declaring emotion a weakness. That is why they hunt us, Varithmore said bitterly. They abandoned their own hearts and now they steal ours to fill the void. Before they could begin, heavy footsteps echoed in the tunnel. Korvax soldiers poured into the chamber, weapons raised. Commander Zwaxthar entered behind them, his massive form barely fitting through the entrance. The hour is not yet complete, Kai protested. We do not trust humans to keep their word. Zwaxthar moved closer to Varithmore, studying him with cold interest. Magnificent. Even dying, the essence within him could power our reality engines for decades. Extend Korvax lifespans by tenfold. You're dying? Kai asked, shocked. Our species reached an evolutionary dead end 2 million years ago, Zwaxthar said without emotion. We traded passion for logic, instinct for calculation. We became perfect thinking machines. But we stopped being able to reproduce naturally. Dragon essence is all that sustains us now. His mandibles clicked. We are not monsters, human child. We are desperate. Then you're killing out of fear, Kai said. That's still murder. Terminate the dragon, HFY commanded his soldiers. Harvest begins immediately. Kai threw himself between them and Verithmore. No. Move aside, child, or be removed. Kai looked back at the dragon. Verithmore nodded once, giving permission. Giving blessing. Kai opened his mouth and began to sing. It started with his grandmother's lullaby, the first song he remembered. Then it became something more. Every melody she taught him poured out, one flowing into the next. He sang his grief for her death, his fear for his parents, his love for this dying dragon who'd become his friend. He sang the joy of discovery and the pain of loss. He sang everything he was and everything he hoped to be. The cave exploded with light. Verithmore's essence spiraled upward like liquid starfire, reaching for Kai's voice. The boy screamed as dragon power slammed into him, through him, remaking him from the inside out. The soldiers stumbled back, shielding their eyes from the blinding radiance. When the light finally faded, something new stood where the boy had been. Kai stood in the center of the cave, but he was no longer just Kai. His body looked human still, the same height, the same brown hair. But his eyes glowed with swirling galaxies, and faint dragon fire shimmered around him like an aura. When he breathed, the crystals in the cave hummed in response. "We are Kai," he said, and his voice was two voices speaking as one. His own young tone layered with Verithmore's ancient rumble. "We are Verithmore. We are something new." Commander HFY recovered first. "Impossible. Dragons cannot bond with humans. The biology is incompatible." "You thought many things impossible," Kai said, raising his hand. Reality rippled around his fingers like water. "You forgot that impossibility is just another word for undiscovered truth." The Korvax soldiers raised their weapons. Energy bolts screamed through the air toward Kai. He didn't move. The bolts simply stopped mid-flight, hanging frozen in the air around him. With a thought, he let them dissolve into harmless light. "We do not wish to fight," Kai said. "We understand your desperation, Commander. Verithmore's memories show us your pain. Your species is dying slowly and you are terrified. Then you understand why we must harvest dragon essence," HFY said. "It is survival. No. It is postponing the inevitable." Kai stepped forward and the soldiers backed away despite themselves. "You have spent 2 million years running from what you lost. You cannot reclaim it by stealing from others. What choice do we have?" For the first time, emotion crept into the commander's mechanical voice. Something like anguish. "We cannot go back. We cannot change what we are." "Let us show you something," Kai said gently. He began to sing again, but this song was different. It carried dragon power woven through human melody. The sound filled the cave and spilled out into the colony beyond. Every Korvax in range suddenly felt something they had not experienced in millions of years. Emotion flooded through their mechanical thoughts. Joy and sorrow, hope and fear, love and loss. The memories of what their ancestors had been before logic consumed everything. Commander HFY collapsed to his knees, mandibles trembling. What have you done to us?" "Reminded you," Kai said. "This is what you sacrificed. This is what you could find again if you stopped running." Tears, actual tears, fell from the commander's compound eyes. Around the colony, other Korvax soldiers were experiencing the same overwhelming flood of feeling. Some fell. Some stood frozen. All of them were changed. "We cannot survive like this," HFY whispered. "The pain, it is too much." "Pain means you are alive," Kai said. "And life adapts. Life finds a way. You chose logic because you thought it would save you. But you can choose differently now." The commander looked up at this impossible being, half human child and half ancient dragon. "You could destroy us. We threatened your people. We would have killed your dragon." Verithmore's people knew revenge. It destroyed them. Kai's dragon fire dimmed to a soft glow. "We choose differently. We choose mercy. We choose hope." Slowly, Commander HFY stood. He touched his chest where his heart would be if Korvax still had such organs. "We will withdraw. We will return to our empire and share what you have shown us. I cannot promise we will change. Our people are old and set in their ways. But," he paused, "but perhaps some will remember. Perhaps some will try." The Korvax forces departed that evening. Their ships lifted into the sky and vanished among the stars. The colonists emerged from their shelters, uncertain and amazed. Kai's parents ran to him. His mother stopped short when she saw his transformed eyes, but then she pulled him into her arms anyway. "Still my son?" she asked, voice breaking. "Always," Kai promised in his double voice. "Just more now." In the weeks that followed, word spread across the galaxy. The story of a human boy and a dying dragon who became something new. Other species, curious and cautious, began to visit the small colony. They wanted to hear the songs. They wanted to remember what they had lost. Kai sang for them all.